Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, the last Jaeger test I did, which for those of you, if you're new to the channel, just me doing a dump of like 5 or 6 mags through a GBBR platform. Last one did actually pretty damn good with the Simus EGS MWS system with the Noveski N4. So I was like, I haven't done a lot of these compared to how many guns that I have, especially GBB stuff. So let's just start grabbing some stuff periodically and just carry on doing them. So you guys seem to love them. And it's basically just a test to see, can these guns, these gas blowback guns, can they fire a bunch of mags? Let's say you're in a game scenario, maybe you're defending something. Can you just dump mag after mag after mag through it? A lot of GBRs in past years couldn't do that, but obviously we're getting much better systems nowadays. So we're going to take a look. And in this one, we're going to look at a gun that I haven't covered on the channel or done anything with since its initial, and I found some shooting glasses, so no funky green shades today, which is the KWA F90 Lithgow arms, which essentially, to me and you, is an AUG. It's a more modernised AUG, and to be honest, this shoots really well. When I bought this, I didn't buy it it was brand new-ish, but I didn't buy it brand new from a store. I bought it from, I think it might be someone on the Discord or something like that. And it came with 2 mags. So the mag that comes with the gun, and it came with a spare. And I didn't really do anything with it up till now because I just didn't have mags for it. And the mags are expensive. But I want to thank the guys over at West Mids Airsoft, or HC2 Airsoft. They've got a CQB site down near West Brom, because they hooked me up, and now I have 6, almost dropped them, 6 mags for this thing. So very, very big thanks to them. I needed some, they sourced some for me, and happy days. So we're going to shoot this thing today. Let's try and put these shooting glasses on. And we're going to see if it can shoot 6 mags in a row. Now we're going to be doing a, a bit of semi, a bit of full, and this thing, it just, in my initial test, shot really well. So propane, I did find some extra 0.3 gram BBs that were left in the Vanguard, so we're using 0.3 gram BBs. Still struggling to get more Jeff's 0.3s, so I think it's starting to get to that point where I'm shooting so many guns and testing guns and reviewing them that I need to start considering reaching out to someone for like a BB sponsorship or something, because I am getting through this ammo like no one's business. So if there's any companies out there that want to hook me up with 0.3s and above, you know, sort of jump into my DMs and hook a brother up. So 0.3 gram BBs, propane, see the bolts locked to the rear on the handle, so you can pull it back and lock it, which I always do with gas blowbacks, usually just to stop the BBs damaging the nozzle if I've overfilled them. Because these I have filled to the brim and I haven't stripped the top rounds out, but you should. So whack this in, we can give it a bit of a slap. Now we do have a lockout on the KWA F90. So you can lock the trigger out by pulling this tab down here, because this is a 2-stage trigger, and it will stop you going from semi into full auto, which is great for like CQB and stuff. So this is an extremely long gun, so I'm going to struggle to get it in here. So you're going to have to not see the front of the barrel, because this is probably the part that you want to see. So let's give it a bit of semi and see how it does. So here we go. It's not bad at all. It's not the heaviest kicking gun, but it's also not the lightest either. It is going to be louder for you because the bolt is right next to where your ear is. I mean, if you were shouldering this like that, don't know why one just popped out the back, but it is a hell of a lot louder to conventional gas blowback. So we lock back on empty there. Now we don't have to pull the charging handle on the F90 because we do actually have a bolt release, which is nice. So we can strip the spent magazine out, which is cold. We can take a new magazine and we can slot this in here. I'm now going to depress this button to get it out of the way. So we can still do semi-auto, but you have to be careful with the trigger. So bolt release, drop the bolt. So I can still shoot semi-auto. I just don't want to do a full press, otherwise you engage the fun switch, which is this thing just works. Let's see if we can do a mag dump. Now this is the real test because the gun is cold. Let's see if we can dump a mag. It is a slightly slower rate of fire compared to probably what you're used to. So, woo! We're destroying that box. And yeah, this thing. Oh, God, I can't believe why I haven't touched this. We've obliterated our BB trap. It's very loud. 4 mags in. The enemy's pushing us and we're defending and we're getting through these rounds. Oh no, they're making a big push. And the gun just absolutely sings. We're going to have to try and get a bit of slow-mo footage of this, but last push. Let's push the enemy back. Not one bit of gas spit either that I saw. Wow. This thing is absolutely nuts and it is incredibly loud. My ear, it's not ringing, but you can definitely tell something. I've had something loud next to the side of my head. Doing a lot of semi-auto, I think you'd be fine. But if you're going mag after mag after mag on full auto, which this thing is very much capable of doing, is very impressive. You may want to consider maybe just popping in like having ear defenders on or having like an ear plug in, just because it's very loud. It's really cool. It's so well balanced. The only thing that annoyed me about this gun was obviously they've got this section in the front here where you can pull it out and they have like a grenade launcher attachment for the real one. The only thing that annoyed me is I couldn't get the grenade launcher because I really want one to put on the end of this thing. So what I'm actually going to be doing with this, you do have like a bayonet lug here. I'm going to be taking the barrel down to just in front of where the start of the rifle or the rail section of the rifle starts. So I'm going to be shortening this, so taking all that off. And I've also got to figure out a way to drop the power. So we have to do something with a valve because this thing shoots a little bit warm. The valve does look slightly similar to the MP9-ish style valve. So maybe we can get one. I've got one maybe that I can try to see if it works. It's just a little bit different. I think it's got like a bit of plastic or rubber on it, but wow, this thing, apart from the sling points rattling and the bolt release rattling, it's just so freaking solid. And it's very friendly to left-handed shooters. Apart from the charging handle, you know, you flip it round, the safety's still actuated like that. You take the cover off the left-hand side, put it on the right-hand side. So controls-wise, because you've got that dual-stage trigger, I probably spoke a little bit too early on the ambidextrousness of it, but because you've got that two-stage trigger, you don't really need a fire selector. All you need is a safety. However, the bolt handle, or the charging handle, and the bolt release can only be actuated from the left-hand side. But if you're putting a magazine in, so let's drop the charging handle forward. If you're putting a magazine in, you're a left-handed shooter, you could put the magazine in fine, and you probably could, if you wanted to, reach it or come over the top. Over the top's probably the better method that makes more sense. But damn, I mean, it's just I enjoyed shooting this when I only had 2 mags. Now I've got 6, so this gun is, apart from it being warm and having to be downgraded, this thing's ready to rock. Put some accessories on it, and I don't know if I'm going to get out to any games before this weekend event in May. So we're doing Gangster City, which is in Swinnerton near Stafford. So I think it's the weekend of the 24th of May. Now, there's a couple of us booked on for the DEA team. I'm not sure if they've got any spaces left, but if any of you guys watching want to book on the same team as us with the DEA, or just book on the event in general, if you want to book on, the DEA's got spaces and you want to come and run with us, come and do it. We'll accept all of you. If you know, there's plenty of people there I already know that are on that team. So I've never done the DEA team before. I've always done the gang side of it, but I don't really fancy wearing bright colours. So we've gone all green for this next event. So if you do want to join us and there's spaces on that event, get booked on, come and join us and have a laugh for the weekend. But yeah, my point was, I'm probably not going to get to many games. I haven't done many games at all this year anyway. But I think what I want to be doing, and this was the idea I had at the start of the year, and then it just got swept up with how busy the website's been, is what I want to do is when I can go to more games more frequently, my idea was that I'll get cameraed up, we'll shoot some footage of the guns. I can't do that at Swinnerton for this weekend event because they don't allow it with being an MOD site. But my idea was to use a gun, and then I can't use that gun again in gameplay unless I've gone through all the others, if that makes sense. So what that'll be is, let's say I go to a game day, hypothetically, on a weekend, I take the AUG, I get some footage with the AUG, we shoot the weekend, wrap it up. I've now got to move into something else, because what happens is, when I go to a game day, I always end up taking my spear and a couple of MWSs, maybe an AK, and I'm just not cycling through all the other cool shit that I've got. So that's the plan. I'm not sure whether I'm going to enact that this year or next year, hopefully this year, but you know, we're getting into GBB weather anyway, but most of these guns now perform perfectly well in winter or the colder environments. So we'll get to it. Hope you've enjoyed. I've waffled on. I know I always apologise to you guys. Sometimes, most of you don't seem to, it doesn't seem to bother you at all, but what do you think of this? I think it's cool. If you want something different, you're a fan of bullpups, which most people aren't, but I think they're cool. There are many other models that I've wanted to get from KDWA that you just can't get anymore. I wanted to get their Masada, which, yeah, you can find a couple of sites over in Hong Kong that have got them, but they don't have the mags, so there's that problem. So do I take a gamble on buying a Masada and figuring out the mags later? The other gun that I wanted to try from KDWA in terms of a gas blowback rifle was their Tavor. So they haven't done them as well for a long time. And I do scour the forums, but I'm one of them people that I don't particularly like to buy second-hand anymore, just because you can get caught out with some dodgy deals sometimes. So this and a couple of other guns that I bought were an exception, because obviously the people who contacted me said, I've got this, it's pretty much brand new out of the box, I haven't done anything with it. It's got 2 mags, they're still in the packaging. Do you fancy it? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to have a look at that thing. So highly recommend this gun. If you want an AUG, I think it's the best gas barrel AUG out there. I did dabble with the GHK AUGs years ago. Wasn't massively impressed with them, but this thing is something else. So hope you've enjoyed it. Try and get it in shot here. Maybe let's go this way. And yeah, there it is. It's a bit of a long, it's not long, because if you think about the barrel length is all the way back here, compared to if you had the same barrel length on an M4 platform, it would be huge, but this thing still is a bit long because it's got a long barrel. So we're going to shorten it to about here, maybe suppress it, I don't know. You guys have to let me know. But that's the KWA F90 Lithgow arms, otherwise known as the AUG or AUG. And I think this is a solid contender if the power can be, you know, sort of dialed back a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Join the Jaeger Precision Discord community. Link will be in the description below. And as always, from me and Not Bench, we'll be seeing you in the next one.